For those of you who are watching because you're F1 fans, you'll be like, what the heck? But yeah, I'm not a one topic channel, actually. It's just that F1 consumes most of my time that I may have available for making any kind of content because I'm super busy and I do a ton of things. So check it out if you want, skip it if you don't, and just wait for the next F1 who moved up, who moved down. Otherwise, here we go. Yeah, so I haven't done this in quite some time. Just get outside, walk on the grass, and share some inspiration I got while I was jogging along South Shore this morning, looking at the lovely ocean off the coast of this beautiful island of Bermuda, where I am so fortunate to live, where we are so fortunate to live. It's actually about autonomous self-driving, okay? FSD. And the vision, like, what's the vision, right? The vision is this futuristic utopia where we just hit a button and we get a car. It takes us where we go and we don't worry about it. It moves on. There's no driver. Nobody has to sit around in a seat driving all day. We all can get on with our lives and do other things. It's like, you know, the Jetsons and their vacuum tubes they used to get sucked into and travel all over the place and then just get deposited at work or whatever. So I think that's like where ultimately it could go, right? Is where you would buy a car, but in all those times when you're not using it, it would be out and about. It could be driving others. It could be going to charge itself. It could be going to take itself in for a tune-up, and then if you you know, scheduled it, I guess, then it would come back and get you when you needed it, or someone else's car would come and get you. And for profitable services that your car performs for others, you would get a kickback or just the service paid to you, because you are essentially the provider of the service because it is your vehicle providing it. So there'd be this back and forth. Anyway, so okay, so maybe that's the utopia, and it makes a lot of sense because check this out. Here's why. Okay, let's think about how cars work. We all have one. Maybe we have two. And then we get in it, we take it with us to work, and then we have to put it somewhere while we're at work. So all this parking has to be managed and done and paid for. And then we get into the car and drive it back home where it sits all night. We have to have a driveway and we have to charge it and whatnot. But let's think for a moment, if we did the same model with elevators. Okay, this is the inspiration that came to me this morning. Elevators, a building only needs a few elevators, but check this out. Imagine if everyone had their own elevator. You would bring it with you to work, and then you would ride it up to your floor, and then you would have to like park it somewhere while you're not using it. So then every floor would have to have like a huge stashing area for everybody's elevator. And then at the end of the day, you would get in your elevator, ride it back down, and punt it back home with you. And then have to have a garage or a shed or a place to store this elevator when you're not using it. Like, when you look at it that way, that's just dumb. It's inefficient. It's a huge waste of storage. It's a huge waste of effort for everybody. It's a huge expense for everybody. There will be those who have elevators, and those who don't have elevators, and those who have good elevators that are in working order and top of the line, and those to have an elevator that is like breaking down all the time and they can't get to their floor, and then they have to like pull over somehow into like a side shaft so that other people in their elevators can get past. It's ridiculous when you look at it that way. So I guess that's what I'm saying is, like, right now, that's how we operate vehicles, except not just to go up and down, obviously, but just to go back and forth between places. You gotta spread out the location. Instead of being in a building, it's in a city or a town or a region. So yeah, if you think of it that way, then look at the number of elevators that a tall building actually needs. Maybe it's 6 or 8, versus if everyone had their own elevator who works up and down that building, how many elevators would be needed? and the cost and just the burden of each individual person. So there's my cool inspiration that came to me while running. Hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you like and subscribe. I don't do this kind of content often, although I want to, and I think after running is a good time because that's usually when I do all the thinking and have the ideas coming in. I've had like 3 other ones during this very run as well. So it's just endless. Yeah, I hope to do more because I really do enjoy it, and hope you do too. And maybe see you in the next one.